How's it gaming gamers? It's your boy. I know it's been a while since I made some content. I've kind of just been, trying to survive. And as per usual, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. Aside from that, today we're going to talk about the new Destiny expansion. This isn't a review by any means, and this is not my let's talk about this. This is something completely different. It's just kind of my initial thoughts, no script. I just have some bullet points and some things that I want to go over and make reference to. So, before we get started, I would just like to plug my Twitch, where I play video games all the time, almost every day that I don't work. Or, well, whatever. My schedule's up on my Twitch, so head on over there, check it out. We're playing a lot of Destiny 2 right now. Probably going to play Genshin Impact when we're done with Destiny 2, but we still have a lot of grinding to do there. Moving on, let's talk about Beyond Light. So, the current state of the game is really good. This is talking about without Beyond Light, so it's weird that I say let's talk about Beyond Light, and we're moving on right away past that to the regular state of the game. Anyway, I think Destiny 2 in itself is in an excellent place at the moment. I think that Bungie is getting to the point where Destiny 2 can compete with Destiny 1, because in my eyes at least, it's still not as good as Destiny 1. For whatever reason, it's just not as enjoyable. I'm having a lot of fun with this new season, and I'm really enjoying the game right now. We'll see how long that lasts, given the way Bungie is currently doing things, but yeah, I've actually been really enjoying playing Destiny these last couple days for the first time in a while. So with that being said, in the general state of the game, talk about the free-to-play. Free-to-play got a little bit of changes. They added the Cosmodrome to behave as the tutorial area for the game, which is so much better than just throwing your Guardian into the tower and then saying, "Hey, figure it out, idiot." Shahan, great introductory NPC. Cosmodrome has a lot to offer and make players familiar and comfortable with Destiny 2 as they push on to continue whatever comes after the Beyond Light stuff. I haven't done that yet, but I did do the not Beyond Light, sorry, the New Light stuff. I haven't done anything beyond that. I'm still working on it. But the initial New Light campaign has been really enjoyable so far. Also, sorry if I sound kind of nasally or like I'm struggling. My allergies are really shitty today. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about Beyond Light now, actually. Let's push on to Beyond Light as it is. So we'll talk about all of Destiny 2 plus Beyond Light versus before I was just talking about Destiny 2 without Beyond Light. So let's talk about the campaign first. The campaign is good, actually. Is it anything amazing? No. Is it Forsaken level of amazing? No. But it's good. I would probably put it better than Shadowkeep and better than Rise of Iron. I'm talking campaign, not entire expansion, but I'm talking campaigns in general. It's up there. Not better than Taken King or Forsaken though. Maybe below that. Basically, the whole campaign is your Guardian slowly becoming able to use darkness as a new ability called Stasis, and the Exo Stranger comes back and helps you. Eris and the Drifter are there too, but they don't really do anything actually at all. You talk to him once at the start, and that's it. Honestly, it's weird how they kind of just dropped the Eris Drifter thing. Hopefully that'll change in the coming weeks. Next, we'll talk about the supers as a whole. So, well, maybe I should go back. We'll talk about more of the campaign. So, basically, the Exo Stranger is trying to help Varix to kill Aramis, who is in charge of she's giving the darkness to the Fallen, and wants things to be fixed for the Elixni who were abandoned by the Traveler. And basically, you stop them by getting the new darkness supers and using those against Aramis and her lackeys to defeat them. The new supers are Behemoth, Silence and Squall. I forgot what it's actually called. I always call it Silence and Squall. And Warlock Wizard. I don't play Warlock that much. I have played all of the subclasses though, and they're all really interesting in their own way. I wouldn't say one is more powerful than the other. Looking at it now, maybe at the beginning when I was unfamiliar, when I was just playing on my Titan at the start and I was unfamiliar with the other supers, I think they all benefit in some way. Maybe the Titan super is the least original of the three, but because Titan super is just you slam into the ground, ice crystals form, wowie, that's cool. The Hunter one is probably my favorite one, honestly. It's like Blade Barrage, except instead of being a burst of damage, it's a dot damage, more or less. It's you throw Silence and it freezes everything where in a circle where it hits. Then you throw Squall and it creates a tornado of ice that follows targets around for a certain amount of time. It's pretty neat. And then lastly, the Warlock, Warlock Wizard, Dubstep Warrior. So the reason we call it Dubstep Warrior is because when you cast that super, it literally sounds like a dubstep, like wub wub. It's really sick. And you have a ice crystal and a staff. You use your staff to throw out shards that freeze targets, and you use the ice crystal to create an AoE blast that shatters anything frozen in the area. They're all strong in their own way, and they rely on combos more or less. Maybe the Hunter one, the least of them all, but still, comboing is the name of the game with the stasis supers. And again, I haven't unlocked everything for them in regards to endgame stuff for the Hunter or the Warlock, but I finished every single thing you can do on my Titan. That's right, I finished it in 3 days, everything in the expansion. It was weird, but whatever. So let's talk about the Season Pass. And what I mean by the Season Pass is the Season of the Hunt. The stuff that's on it and the stuff that's coming with it. And, like, what's coming. So, Hawkmoon was supposed to originally release with the expansion. It did not. It is now going to be tied to a timed quest. The stuff on the Season Pass in regards to the leveling things are the same old. You know, you buy the Premium Pass, you get a little bit of bonuses when it comes to leveling up and looting gear and things like that, as well as the ornaments for the armor set, and you will get the exotic weapon of the season early. The exotic weapon being Duality, a shotgun that will fire either a slug or a normal shotgun blast, depending on if you're aiming down your sights or not. All in all, it's pretty decent. I don't mind it. Now let's get to the new weapons. There's 14 new weapons, I believe I heard, plus the 2 on the Season Pass, so 16 total new weapons for a $40 expansion. That's weird. Is it the worst thing for me? No. Because taking into consideration, I'm a huge Destiny fan. I just like playing the game. I want more reasons to play it. Do I play it religiously? No, because there is the downtime. I can't play the game if there's no content to do. But I'm just glad there's new content. But taking a step back and looking at it from a more critical perspective, 14 weapons is not a lot. Half of those are Europa, the other half are the new raid, and the new raid is not out yet at the time of recording this. There's 2, 3 new exotics if you spend the extra money for the no time to explain. 3 new exotic weapons at least, I believe, at the moment. I think that's right. And 6 new exotic armor pieces, just 6. 3 helmets, 1 for each class, and 3 arm pieces, 1 for each class. And that's it. That's all they added. And the way you obtain these new... Oh, actually, there's 4 weapons. There's a sniper rifle I forgot about. There's 4 exotic weapons. 5. There's 5 exotic weapons, sorry. 3 of them are not available in the game yet, though. So, take that how you will. So let's talk about how you get these exotics, specifically the armor pieces. You have to do incredibly challenging Lost Sector runs solo, which is a cool new mechanic. They rotate daily, and there's 2 of them. There's the Master and there's the Legendary. Master being harder than Legendary and rewarding better gear. But that's the only way to get the new exotics. They are not world drop. They're all tied to quests, every single one of them. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. There's no new world dropped exotics. Same with weapons, actually. For like legendary weapons, they're all tied to doing stuff for barracks, like specific quests for barracks. So it's interesting that I think about that. So let's talk about Crucible. With the new stasis stuff, Crucible's kind of a nightmare. I mean, I'm enjoying it. Kind of. I mean, I hate Crucible. I hate playing comp at least, but I don't mind quick play. It's kind of a nightmare though, because stasis, the way it acts, it freezes you. If you break out, you take about 30% of your damage for getting out. Maybe 40. It's a pretty big percentage. Or you can just sit there for about 8 seconds and wait to be thawed and not take any damage. Either way, you're sitting duck for a minimum of 3 seconds. It's weird. It's fun, but not at the same time. And I think that Bungie needs to take a look at stasis as a whole for the Crucible and maybe try and work to fix the problems that stasis is creating. I feel like they knew this would happen and they don't really care about PvP, and it's obvious. I mean, I don't either, but you know, I know that a lot of the people play the game for the PvP for some reason. So I feel like they should probably take some time to focus a little bit more on the Crucible. Because with all that being said, also with this expansion, no new Crucible maps. None. No new Crucible maps, no new Gambit maps, and no new strikes except for one strike for a $40 expansion. Again, this is $40. I don't know what they're thinking, and we'll go over this and we'll talk about why Bungie's plan from a while ago backfired in a little bit. We'll get to it toward the end of the video. Let's talk Gambit changes. Gambit, they actually kind of combined Gambit Prime and normal Gambit. I wouldn't say it's the best choice that they made, but I wouldn't say it's the worst one either. Making Gambit 1 round is really nice. Making it so motes can still drain and stuff like that is a good mechanic for the pacing of the game. I play a lot of Gambit. Gambit's my favorite game mode, so it's something that I care about deeply a lot. I love it. I know, I'm in the major minority here, but I really do like Gambit, and Bungie put in some effort to try and fix it. It's still not that appealing to people who don't enjoy it, but they're making steps in the right direction. Let's talk endgame. So endgame is okay. It's okay. Right now it's in the most enjoyable part, where everyone's grinding for getting ready for the raid, because the raid, as of this recording, comes out in about a week. A little under a week. Ooh, excuse me. A little under a week. I'm pretty tired, sorry. I kind of just woke up and I wanted to make this because this is kind of like a not serious video. It's just a chill, kind of just throwing things out there just to throw them out there. Endgame's not bad. Again, Gambit's enjoyable, Crucible's enjoyable, Strikes are... Well, Strikes needed to be worked on for about 3 years now, and they haven't been. Anything else? Going forward, Bungie needs to still fix a lot. They took a lot out of the game, and they said it was to make it more bug-free, but holy shit, it's a buggy mess. It's... I think it's the most buggy state the game's ever been in. It's crazy. I run into a bug every time I do anything ever. Especially physics bugs. Lately it's just been insane physics bugs, and I don't know. I don't know. They need to make strikes more appealing to players. Strikes with the ghost shell changes, you can kind of get players to do strikes more, but they're still just strikes. Crucible, again, great, but it does need to be fixed going forward if they're going to keep the Crucible players in the game. Gambit also needs to be fixed slightly, maybe a couple changes here and there to keep players, again, playing Gambit. The quests you get after beating the main campaign, they're enjoyable. They give some lore and some backstory with the Exo Stranger and her sister and stuff like that. It's nice. So that's, you know, that's good. That's something that they should probably keep working on. That's good. They should probably keep working on. Maybe flesh that out a bit more, hopefully, in the coming weeks. I know that Crow is going to be a new NPC who is Aldrin Sov brought back to life. And he comes out at the time of recording this, the next reset. So we'll see how that is. But otherwise, going forward, I think Bungie just needs to work on the activities. The activities for Endgame are underwhelming at the moment because there's not... This expansion didn't bring anything new to those at all, other than the supers. So that's something that Bungie needs to address soon before it's too late. So let's get into the other half of the video. It's not going to be like a whole half, but let's talk about why Bungie's plan backfired. So, a couple... Well, I don't know how long ago it was. It was whenever Bungie decided to work on the Season Pass model, where they had a Battle Pass, and new things would come out every single week because players would just do everything else that the game had to offer in the first couple days. And Bungie didn't like that very much. So now they drip feed us content to keep us coming back every week. Which, you know what? It's been working so far, and that's great. But here's where the problem comes in. When you charge $40 for a new expansion for the year, there should be a burst of content. There should be a large chunk, a very, very large chunk of content to all come out in that instant. So that way players can have some stuff to work on for like a whole fucking month, honestly. Then you can go to your 1 week, 1 update model where you add something new every week to the game. Then you can go to that. But it's unacceptable to drip feed $40 worth of content, because everyone's initial impressions of an expansion will be made in these first couple of days, this first week, you know. And for a lot of people, that's a make or break. There aren't people who play Destiny and have been playing it for years and years and years and years like I have, where they understand what's going on and what it's going to be. They get into it and they go, well, there's nothing to do, this sucks. So that's unacceptable that they were to release something like that. And that's why everyone does not enjoy this expansion, is because Bungie has decided to drip feed content right from the gate. It's just an awful decision. Anyway, I know this video wasn't very official and super whatever. I'm kind of just talking, you know. Anyway, what do you think? You know, let me know in the comments. Do you think that Bungie made a mistake trying to drip feed content, and if you're enjoying the expansion or not? I mean, I am. I'm happy with what I got, but critically looking at it, there's a lot wrong with this, and it's almost unacceptable that Bungie charged $40 for this, especially after getting rid of so much content from the game before this was released. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you next time. Later.